Hello, Westford. The town's new fire station was blessed this week. Another congressional candidate stopped by our studio for an interview, and we asked residents to share their thoughts during Free Speech Week. I'm Nancy Burns, a Westford CAT board member, and it's time for Westford CAT News. Before we get started, I'd like to remind you to subscribe to our free daily newsletter with all the latest Westford news delivered to your inbox. Just visit WestfordCatNews.org and click on the red subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. The new Fletcher Fire Station was blessed on October 30th by the Reverend Peter Quinn and Deacon Richard Joy of the St. Catherine of Alexandria Collaborative. Deacon Joy read from the first letter of Paul to the Corinthians.
For we are God's co-workers, and you are God's field, God's building. According to the grace of God given to me, like a wise master builder, I laid a foundation, and another is building upon it. But each one must be careful how he builds upon it. For no one can lay a foundation other than that one who is there, namely Jesus Christ. Amen.
That was followed by Quinn leading a recitation of a firefighter's prayer.
O God, when I am called to duty, wherever flames may rage, give me strength to save a life, whatever be its age. Help me to embrace a little child before it is too late, or save an older person from the horror of that fate. Enable me to be alert and hear the weakest shout, quickly and efficiently to put the fire out.
Afterwards, the small group of firefighters and town officials witnessed the raising of the American flag and POW MIA flags. The 5-bay fire station at Blakes Hill and Boston Roads is replacing the existing station in the town center. The new station's office furniture has been installed, and at the time of this news recording, firefighters were planning to move in on November 1st. With early voting available through November 2nd at the town clerk's office, Election Day on November 6th is now the final day to cast a ballot. Here are the candidates and issues that will affect Westford residents directly. With U.S. Representative Nikki Tsonga stepping down from her 3rd District congressional seat, 3 candidates are competing. They are Democratic nominee Lori Trahan, Republican candidate Rick Green, and Independent candidate Mike Mullen. Trahan rose to the top of a field of 10 candidates in the September primary. Former State Senator Eileen Donahue also stepped down this spring, leaving her 1st Middlesex District seat open. Edward J. Kennedy beat 4 other Democratic candidates to become the nominee. He faces Republican John McDonald in the race. And finally, State Representative James Arciero, a Democrat, and Kathy Lynch, a Republican, are running for the 2nd Middlesex District seat, covering Westford, Littleton, and Chelmsford, Districts 5, 7, and 8. To watch interviews with Arciero and Lynch, check out our volunteers shows, Around Town and Second Opinion, at WestfordCAT.org. To watch our interview earlier this month with Trahan, tune into Joyce Polino Crane's show, Main Street, also at WestfordCAT.org. And you can find the candidates' answers to our questions of the week at WestfordCatNews.org. There are also 3 ballot questions for voters to decide. To learn more about them, visit the Secretary of State's website at sec.state.ma.us. Westford CAT will bring you election results next week as they become available. In observance of Free Speech Week from October 22nd to the 28th, we asked local residents to tell us what made them happy about living in the United States. Here's what they had to say.
In honor of National Free Speech Week, from October 22nd through October 28th, Westford CAT took to the streets to ask, what about living in the United States makes you happy?
I would just say what makes me happy is seeing people be kind to other people. I think that kindness is contagious, and I don't know, that inspires more kindness, I guess.
Well, I like our position in the world, and I like the economy and the way it's doing. I know I like manufacturing coming back. All right, I think we're going to go through a period of we're going to have to suffer a little bit when the tariffs work in, but in the end, I think we'll be better for it.
Sometimes when I go to bed at night, I say, thank you, Lord, for not letting anything tragic happen to my family, my children, or my grandchildren. So, and if something goes well for them, because they're quite important to me, that uplifts me. But I watch a lot of cable, political TV, and even those people are trying to find positivity. So I would say I'll listen to the experts who say historically it's been tougher and we've survived, and so I'm going to hang on to that, because I think as long as we can get through it, and those aforementioned children and grandchildren will have a positive world, because I'm usually an upbeat person, but it's a challenge right now. That's all I can say.
I like the spirit of conservation in nature and protecting nature, and having a lot of national parks and being able to the passion to protect animals and endangered species, and a lot of the outdoorsmanship. I really appreciated that about living here. So.
Here at Westford CAT, we celebrate free speech every day of the year. If you'd like to come into the studio and share your thoughts on a topic, email Sarah Fletcher at sfletcher@westfordcat.org or call 978-692-7152 to schedule a time. For Westford CAT, I'm Patty Stalker.
Independent candidate for the 3rd District congressional seat, Mike Mullen, visited the Westford CAT studios on October 25th. After providing some background about his life and career, Mullen answered a series of questions and current issues. Westford CAT News Director Joyce Polino Crane asked him about his position on the opioid crisis. Here's his response.
So I think one of my priorities would be to advocate for more support for medically assisted treatment using things like methadone and buprenorphine to get people back into a recovery mode. Most public health professionals have stated that this is not something that's easy to do on your own, and medically assisted treatment has been proven to work. So I think we need to be able to remove the barriers to that. A lot of people don't know that you need a special waiver to prescribe that above and beyond what you can do as a provider. And to me, that's kind of crazy that the drug that's going to help you, you need a special waiver, yet you don't need it for prescribing OxyContin, which got you in the problem in the first place. So I think some rules could be changed in that, as well as maybe leveraging the primary care system a little bit more, training primary care providers in that regard. And then another thing that makes sense to me is expanding this treatment to people who are incarcerated. Those folks are the ones who have the highest overdose rates. They don't have access to the treatment, they don't have access to the support. So there's a pilot in Rhode Island that proved very successful in reducing that dramatically. And in addition to prescribing that, people are hooked up with recovery specialists when they get out. So I think that's a pretty powerful thing that we can do to help folks out.
Watch the entire Main Street episode with Mullen on westfordcat.org. Here's news from Town Hall.
Hi, I'm Jody Ross, your town manager, and today I wanted to bring you over to the Pine Grove Cemetery. There's a lot going on right now in the Cemetery Commission, and we're trying to look at expansion of the cemetery. The Pine Grove Cemetery actually was opened in the year 2000, and unfortunately it's been the need has been expanding. But one of the things we did here is we built a columbarium a few years ago for people that are cremated and would prefer to be in an urn, and it's over there in the center. And we've been working on the landscaping and planning where we're going to go in the future, and we're going to show you a lot that we just cleared for the expansion coming up. So about a year ago, we actually cleared about a half an acre of land right here. There is a recreation master plan, and you can see we had to clear the trees, the pines. We are getting a topographical survey done right now, and we will be putting in a road to access the parcel. We are working with the neighbors on creating more of a buffer and continuing the buffer that we do have. So this is something that is in the works right now, and you'll be hearing more about this in the future. So this is the road that the town put in that goes back to the Russian cemetery that we're going to see in a minute. And there's actually about 9 acres of this parcel that can be developed for future use. We are doing a evaluation of the fee structure and what the cost of design and constructing the build out will be, which will be on a future Board of Selectmen agenda. So this is the Russian cemetery that is actually in the back of Pine Grove, and it does abut our property. And the Russian, the caretakers of this cemetery have actually approached the town about taking over this property. They would donate it to the town, so we're working on those details now. But it's actually quite an interesting cemetery and does show the diversity that we have in our town. So that's it today. Wanted to show you Pine Grove. You'll be hearing a lot more about this in the future. And that's it. So until next time.
Jimmy, a 5-year-old Chihuahua, was found wandering the streets of Lowell by animal control. He's available now for adoption at the Lowell Humane Society. Here's Westford CAT's production coordinator, Patty Stocker, with more.
The Lowell Humane Society has animals both big and small, feathery and furry, that are in need of loving homes. Shelter volunteer Roger Logeman introduces us this week to Chimmy, a sweet little Chihuahua found wandering the streets by animal control.
This is Chimmy. Chimmy is about 5 years old, little Chihuahua. I say about because he was found as a stray, so we don't know a great deal about his background. He was picked up by animal control, spent a little time at an animal hospital getting checked out. They estimate he's about 5 years old. He's a little bit shy, and that may be from having spent some time on the street. But he does warm up, and he's becomes a very friendly dog. Don't you? Huh? Don't you? You like that? Yeah, you like that. Because he's a little shy and reluctant with strangers and being approached real quickly, he's probably not a good dog for a family with small children. Older dog-savvy children, even perhaps dog-savvy cats would be fine, but little toddlers are probably going to make him even more nervous. Yeah, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. He doesn't resist the leash, and he's good on the leash. He is a little shy when you approach him with the leash until you make contact with him, and then he settles down, you leash him up, and he's just fine. You know, one of the things that's hard to tell with a dog that was a stray, you just never know how long he was on his own, and that can certainly affect their behavior. If he was a street dog for a while, that would explain some of his shyness, perhaps.
If you think you'd like to provide Chimmy with his forever home, or would like more information on donating to or volunteering at the Lowell Humane Society, visit them Tuesday through Sunday at 951 Broadway Street in Lowell, or go to lowellhumanesociety.org. Call 978-452-7781. You can also find them on Facebook. For Westford CAT, I'm Patty Stocker.
Here's Westford CAT board member Betsy Alvarez with suggestions for things to do in the area.
Thanks, Nancy. A family barn dance will take place at the Parish Center for the Arts on Sunday, November 11th from 3 to 5 p.m. Dudley Loftman will be calling and Au Contraire will provide the music. Children are welcome. All dances will be taught, so no experience is required. Admission for adults is $5. Kids pay $3. The maximum payment is $15 for a family, and group rates are available. Visit westford.org/PCA for more information. The JV Fletcher Adult Book Discussion Group will meet on Thursday, November 15 at 7:30 p.m. to review The Residents. by Kate Anderson Brower. Copies are available for checkout at the main desk. New members are always welcome and no registration is required. Visit westfordlibrary.org for more information. Register now for the Rodenbush Community Center's Superhero Fun Session on Saturday, November 17 from 1 to 2:30 p.m. The program is designed for all ages and offers craft projects and games with a superhero theme. Participants will also decorate superhero gingerbread characters. Registration is $25 for Westford residents and $30 for everyone else. Visit rodenbush.org for more information. I am Betsy Alvarez, a Westford CAT board member. Back to you, Nancy.
That's it for now, Westford. We leave you with photos of the fire station blessing.